it's Jo here over at woollycottage.com. In the studio today, yes, it's Sunday. It's not often I do Sunday ones, but because it's Advent and it's lead up to Christmas, and I've not been, apart from doing my Vlogmas, I've not been really doing any videos in between because it's just so busy. But this is now my fortnight-ish for starting to calm down. I've just listed a load of new blats onto the website. You can go on there from 10 o'clock this morning, UK time, until 7 p.m. tonight. Actually, I think I've got it set for 8 p.m. to come out of. But you can use the code ADVENT2 in capital letters. She'll go away in a minute. ADVENT2, ADVENT, and a number 2. The letters are in capitals, and you can get 20% off your cart, your total amount. So if you spent 60 quid, you're going to get £12 off your order. Get down now. No, I'm not talking to you. So anyway, I've just been doing these. Remember the roving that I had from the other day? Dog from the other day. I've just blended them up with some of my hand dyed Tussar silk that I had, just to make it a bit more workable. I'm not really one for red. I've not got red on, by the way. This is chili orange. This is different. This is not red. It's chili orange. It's more of a paprika sort of citric colour. But I'm not one for wearing red. She says, she just remembered, I've actually got a 2-piece set from White's, and it's a red dress with snowflakes on it, and it's got embroidered bits on it. It's like a brushed cotton, and a red cotton jumper that goes with it. She says she's not one for red. Okay, as a rule, when it comes to spinning, I don't go for red, okay? I think probably the safest option to go for in that statement. Jo, take it all back. Take it all back. You do own red clothing. Oh, dear. So, no, going away. Going away. Get down. Get down. Very clingy dog this last couple of weeks. She's gone bald in the bum again because our neighbours next door but one have been renovating the upstairs, which means the house next door is empty, so it vibrates all the way through here. So she's turned back into a nervous, demanding ninny all over again. No, now go lie down and leave me in peace. So yeah, so this is the wool that I had the other day. There's a blue-faced Leicester with trilobal in it, and then I've got hunted out some Tussar silk that I've got dyed. Excuse the wobbling, it's a stupid dog, and Tussar silk that I hand dyed, and I've just blended them into some Rolex. So that's what I'm doing today. But first of all, we need to open up the Advent, and then we'll have a bit of a natter. Okay, say hello, whoever's here. I can't see who comes on, not when I'm using my phone. I'm going to kill this dog. Not when I'm on my mobile phone. I can't see what names pop up. So say hiya, and then I know who I'm talking to. Don't be a recluse. Don't be a recluse. Dog, honestly, drive me. No, stop it. You're right in my face. There's no personal space in this house. It's you. Hiya, Liz. Hello, sweetie. We're looking for days 9 and 10. Oh, there's 9 in a little pink parcel. And 13, we don't want to do 13 yet. Thankfully, it's not landing on a Friday this year. Day 11, day 10, a little green one. That dog's super cute. She's a menace. Hiya, Hilly. She's gone bald in her bum again, Elizabeth. She's a highly strung pup. I say pup. She'd be 2. You don't do red neither. No, I don't do red. And then she remembers she's got an entire Christmas set that I wore 2 Christmases ago on one of my Vlogmas videos with a red cotton jumper and a red skirt with lots of colours on it. And I've got this chili red, which is my Weirdfish dress. I've got a blue one, but I can't get my arms in it. It's exactly the same size. What is it with Weirdfish? Yeah. So yeah, I've just had a little while waiting for time to pass, because you know, this morning, it's one of those mornings where 1 minute is 9:30 and the next minute it's like lunchtime. And I'm sick and tired of this weather already. It feels like Groundhog Day, and we've only just got into the first week of December. It's been like 3 o'clock every morning that you wake up. You know, that dusky time when the light starts to dim. And it's still like that 3 o'clock all the way through the day. So you're completely discombobulated as to what the time of the day is. Right, let's get these opened up. Oh, Hilly, have you opened up yours yet? Because you're going to get a surprise. Oh, I better get my sheets out back now first. Then I can remember, I don't know what was in it off by heart. Not by heart, no I don't. Right, number 9. So Hilly, you either go and open it up very quickly. It's horrible, isn't it? It's like Groundhog Day. It's going to be like this now all the way through till in February. Constant rain. We've just had a massive torrential downpour. And we've got that yet for another couple of days. Right, this is really pretty. This makes me think of, I've actually just sold it, Edelweiss bat that I had. So that's number 9. That's yesterday's one. Yeah, don't worry. It is the 10th of December, though I bet a lot of you's rather it was the 9th of December. If I can open it up. Where's it? Why won't it open? Where's me opening? Oh, it doesn't want to open in the middle. Come on. So, it's this gorgeous gold colours. It's got a little touch of something in it just to make it prettier. And it's fawn, lemon and cream. Okay, that's what's in that. And it's got real cashmere. There you go, Hilary. There's your inside of your gloves. Faroe Isle, which is that natural sort of colour. It's got faux mohair, merino and llama, which is a fawn llama. Alpaca in fawn, mulberry silk and angelina. So it's ever so slightly, just a dash of gold angelina that's in that. So I'll do something with that in a minute. And number 10, not Downing Street. They're full of surprises these days, aren't they? This one is, number 10 is brown, cream and mauve, and it's a merino tencel blend. It's just, what I love about merino, like the colours that I've dyed it with, is you've got these dusky colours, and it's like a dusky pink in there from the mauve. The mauve should be more of a purpley colour, but it always comes out this slightly pinky, dusky sort of mulberry. Or not mulberry. What's the tree that comes out in the summertime, in the early spring? It's the first tree to flower, not the cherry blossom. It'll come to me in a minute. I've got one out in my front garden, but it's still not got any bigger than 12 inches. I've had it for 4 years. What? Magnolia. There, we'll get it eventually. This is what this makes me think of, is the magnolia. Yeah, I got it eventually, Elizabeth. I got it eventually. Shut up. So we've got these, and we've got that. So well, actually, these little Rolags look very similar to this. So I think these will work really well. So what I might do is the last of my Tussah silk. I say the last of it. I might have a bit more up there, but I very much doubt it. But I think I'm going to blend up half of this with the Tussah silk, and then do the other half with this black and red, so they all mixing together, and then I'll get them spun up on the wheel sometime during the week. So I've just been wrapping up a load of parcels, but it's brilliant. I can conserve energy because they're all made of fluff. I only have to stand at the top of the stairs and just let them roll all the way down the stairs. I don't have to go up and down the stairs. The dogs do. They run in between and try and beat them to the front door. So all the parcels are bounced all the way down the stairs. Luckily, it's fluff. No 3D printed project stuff in there this week. So I'm just going to put these to one side, and I think we'll poke you down, and we'll blend these off and see what they look like. But I think this hand-dyed Tussah silk will look really, really pretty in with that day 10. And then I think day 9 needs to be spun off on its own. My brain's shouting, oh, Turkish spindle. I'm like, Joe, we've done the Turkish spindle this week. Do we really want to go through the pain of that all over again? I very much doubt it. I very much doubt it. So there we go. So I'm going to lean you over, and let's see what we can come up with these. Oh, come on. There we go. Blended boards out. It needs a really good clean, to be fair. Right, so I've got my merino and tencel blend. I'm just going to split that in half. And as per Joe's regulations, I might actually get a little bit sparkle and add that in with it as well. I'll pop over in a minute and go and grab some Angelina. Oh, and look what I've got. I've got some Erie silk left. Love this colour. I might get away with adding a little bit of that in with it. Actually, do you know what I'm going to do? I've changed my mind. She's changed her mind again. She's not going to use the tussar silk because then the tussar silk will go with this and it will actually make sure that I've got 6 little rolags the same. But what she is going to do is she's going to split this in half, save one half that other rolag, do that there. She's going for Angelina. She's going for Angelina. Be 2 ticks. She's coming. Right. Gold Angelina. And what else have I got in there? Oh, a little dash of this. Not a lot. Just a little bit. Get down off there, you lunatic child. Right, so she's got a gold Angelina and this. What's it called again? It's from World of Wool, and I love mixing this in with blends when I'm doing something where I just want a hint of pink. It's got viscose in it. It's got tussar silk in there. It's got stellina in it, and it's got the very tiniest hint of sari silk noil in this baby pink. What's it called? Twinkle. It might be Twinkle or something like that. You've got to go searching for it because it's not really in their main categories anymore. They've moved it somewhere else where I have to go hunting for my roving that I love, the one with merino, flax and silk in it. So I have to go hunting for those. So I'm going to blend these together with a dash of gold. That looks rich and decadent. I think this is going to look really, really pretty. And I'm really quite intrigued how though all these little spins are going to come out, though my Christmas Day one, I'm really not happy with. I really don't like it. Oh, excuse me, inside of my ear. I have washed them. I've got no spuds in there. This one. It was just a mess around spin off because I really can't be bothered with the Christmas colours. So this is never going to get used. But it was the one where I went and added in all the ribbons and textures and stuff like that. So I'm not really fussed with that. And that will more than likely end up in the bin because I don't like it. But the rest of my spins so far, I'm quite happy with. There's that one. I think that was day 2. And then is there another one lying around here somewhere? No, I think that's that one. Then there was that one, which was day 3 and 4 together. And then that was 4 and 5 together. There should be another one around here somewhere. I don't know where it is. This is the one that I did the other day. The core spinning on the spinning wheel and then a steam set it, which is definitely the way to go. If you can get a kettle or a travel steamer, so that actually needs to go in that bag there. If you can get a kettle or a travel steamer, I would definitely advise you to do steam set your yarns. It's so much quicker and really quite simple to do, and it doesn't take that much time, and it means you can just leave your wool just to get the steam to dissolve off of it and it'll dry completely. And it means you can actually if you did it in the morning, it'll be dry and sorted by lunchtime. That means you can get on with your project straight away. And if you're like me and you're one of those people that like to spin your wool as soon as you've finished it and don't leave it to rest on the bobbin like some people do, those, people with the patience, put it in the shop with other bits you don't like and then sell them as Joe's cast-offs. I have a page of Joe's cast-offs. Unwanted fluff. Yeah, it's definitely not going in anything that I'm going to make. That, to be fair, the wools that are in my little spin sets are all from the wools from that I spun up last Christmas from the Advents as well. So they've been hanging around since last year. So that's what's actually, all the little hand-spun wools, that's what's inside those spin set bags, are the wools that I've spun off last Christmas. So these might make their way into another art yarn spin set. Scardy, whatever it is that you're eating, you can flipping well forget it. Cardboard. She's got cardboard. I'm not even going to ask where she's found that. Right, so I'm going to split this in half and I'm going to put that over the top. This is going to, I would say, turn out really quite a girly looking. It's really silky. This Erie silk, it's got that mulberry silk feel to it. It's very slick. Right, then I'm going to split this one in half. I'm just going to run that down there, and then I'm going to repeat what I've done. Yeah, she's found cardboard. She's gone raiding my bin for Amazon cast off. These two dogs at the moment have been teaching her new tricks. Iona's never once jumped up at the dining table, and all of a sudden she started doing it because Scardy's a pain in the backside, and she does it. So it's been a bit annoying, these two at the moment. They're driving me mental. Right, so I'm going to repeat what I've... Hold on, we forgot the Angelina, haven't we? Forgot the Angelina. I'll put that in now. Again, this is one that I wouldn't put on at the beginning because it just sticks with the static in your... sticks statically into your tines and could be a bit of a nightmare to clean out your board later on. So this is something I always put in afterwards. So back on with the next phase again. Put this merino tencel in there. God, you can hear that wind. I don't know if you guys can hear that out there, but it's proper roaring. We had 70-mile-an-hour winds yesterday hitting our coast. Right, don't like that bit. It doesn't want to open. I'll have a word with that in a minute. Those colours remind me of those fairy felt things. I can't you can imagine that working. Yeah, it's definitely got that moody fairy look about it. Right, so brush this down now because my layering's getting a little bit thicker. Then go in with the Erie silk, or it's known as, ultimately as piece silk is another name for it. And I'm going to just quickly brush that in. I'm going to put my Angelina in now. I don't need a lot of it because I've already put a little layer in already, but I just want to make sure that I cover patches that haven't got any, and then just ever so quickly this twinkle in on the top. That's it. Another quick brush. And I'm just going to blend 2 Rolags off of this board. Right, put one dowel underneath, another dowel on the top with that one. Oh yeah, I can see it already. It's got that sugar plum sort of look about it because of the fawns. Oh, the silk, look at the little gold bits coming through it as well now. Oh yes, likey, likey, likey. Look at that. You're not seeing the true colour of the magnolia through it because Jo, like the idiot she is, totally forgot to change the colour of her LED lights. So you're getting more of a yellowy tinge, but you're getting the gist of what it is. But it has definitely got that sugar plum fairy look about it. And the sheen in there from the Erie silk, giving a bit more of a buttery yellow colourway. And then you've got the browns and the mauve. They're very similar undertones to each other. They're definitely a good complement to put together when you're blending, whether on your board or on your drum carder. It's really pretty, isn't it? And you've got the little specks of Angelina, but not too much of it so it's in your face. I'll just do this last one. And I'm just going to make sure all my flumpy bits are blended through so I don't end up with a scruffy roll lag. I'm just going to turn it at the same time so that it pulls down my teeth. Alright, do that one again. I don't do it too much because otherwise my roll lag will get too tight. But I want it to look tidy and not scruffy with those floppy bits at the end. Nothing worse when you're having flumpy roll lags. There we go. I just love those little hints of fawn that's in there. Definitely. When I pull the light up in a minute, we'll get a proper look at how they've turned out. So I think I'll do the next two as well, and then I'll get the red, grey, and black one. Honestly, dog, what are you doing? She's got paper, and someone's just done a Class B category trump, and all that's whiffing. Honestly, thank God you guys haven't got smelly vision. It stinks in here. Right, so quickly just get this one blended up, and then we'll get on with the black, red, and grey. There we go. So just get my brush on there. I'm not happy with the way that's sitting. I want that completely through. Split that again because it's going to go in 2 layers. That's the Eerie Silk on there. I just love this stuff. It's so nice to work with. Right, then add in that twinkly one. Gorgeous colours. Thank you, Andrea. Oh, my bracelet's about to fall off. This is from today's, well, was it? Yeah, today's Advent parcel. It is a merino and tencel, which I'm now blending up with a merino viscose, just a silk, Angelina and sari silk blend, and then adding in some Eerie silk or piece silk, as some people refer to it as, on this board in 3, or ends up being 6 layers in total, but I do a 3-layer repeat. Oh, do you know what we've forgotten? We've got to add the sparkle in, the gold Angelina. Honestly, it's like trying to work with a feather. It's all over the place. Right, put this next layer back on before I get any further. when working with hand-dyed rovings, when you're blending, you want to really try and tease open your wool. Firstly, either A, go and steam it open and leave it for a while just to settle down. That'll help open up the fibres that they've all fused together. They're not felted, they've just dried and squashed together because of the heat from the dye pot. So just get the steam on there and help relax the fibres down, just very much similar to what you would do if you were using it to steam set your yarn. If you're steaming open your roving, you can see the movement in it. All the fibres open up and relax down to make it easier and more manageable to work with. So I'm just going to add in this Blossom Eerie silk, and then we'll blend up the last bit of Friday's BFL and Trilobal. Bit up in this corner here. I never ever blend my fibres in that direction or in that direction. You want to come from the top down. It does not make any difference whatsoever. I see people doing this on videos, and it makes no difference to the way it looks when it comes out as to whether it's been done. What it will do is twist up your fibres in such a way that when you're spinning up the roll lag later on, it gets all mangled and crisscrossed inside. So I would advise just stick to top to bottom. You can do different characterizations of the blending boards, which I'll get into next year, and you can try and work it like I do when I'm doing my art bats. I can try to mimic the way the colours lie in the picture that I'm looking at, and you can do something very similar, and what you end up with is a selection of rovings that have like highlights the colours down here. Say like you're working up and you're starting from this corner here, but you still want to come down. So reverse the colourway that it's going to be. So if your picture's showing like a black sky with a moonlight, start with your colour building up from the top. And as I say, I'll talk about it next year, but you want to do like your darker colour coming down here, and you want to sort of picture that's where your horizon is, and you work that far. Now you want to add in some silver and white, so I will work there and do that, brush it down, and then the next section start coming down and building up your colour layers. Don't work from here up because your fibres aren't going to really align together properly. There is a way to doing it where your roll lags will sit together and your colours will actually work better. I don't understand. There's so many people out there that do it the way I do. People have been doing it for donkey's years from top to bottom. You can do all your colour magic and you're replicating an image, but you do not you do not build up your layers from the bottom of your board going upwards. It makes no sense. There's a couple of people that do it, and I'm like, I always sit there and talk to the TV. I'm like, what are you doing? That makes no sense whatsoever as to why you're doing it like that. So yeah, I will do that next year when I've got my back to basics videos are back out again, and I'll talk to you in a bit more detail about doing a little bit different type of blending on your blending board. Not having a bit more of an artistic license as to what you're wanting to achieve. You might not want those solid colours, but you want hints of something throughout, and you want them just to replicate what you can see. It's a simple method to do. It's just a bit more longer in the process of doing it. So I'll get this last one off. There we go. Right, so that is I would say there's probably about 37 grams worth of roll lags in these. It's not a lot of weight because I had a 25 gram roving, blended roving. So it's not a lot of weight in there. But once I've added in that Twinkle Winkle or whatever it was called, bit of blended fibre, then that's just brought that weight up a little bit. So I would say there's not much more than 30, 35 in those roll lags. But in a minute, once the lift is up, once we've got these black, red and grey ones done, then you can have a proper look to see what they're like in a better light. I'll turn that around. But we'll get on with this one quite quickly. I'm not going to beat around the bush, because half an hour. Can you do this on a drum card? Yes, you can do exactly the same method that I applied to my drum card as how I blend on a blending board. They're exactly the same, just on a different scale and a different way of applying it, but you're doing the exact same thing. I could get this over there on my drum carder, and I would just fan out the fibres and make sure they go across the width of my drum card base, and I'll roll it all the way through. Then my next layer would come along and I would get my tussar of silk and I would do the exact same thing. It would be like a layering effect, and I will put that all the way across and then blend that through, and then repeat that method until I've run out of all the fibre that I've got for doing that specific project. So yes, this blending board is just the beginner's version of a drum carder. So yeah, you can quite easily, what I've just done with those Sugar Plum Fairy ones for day 10's Advent, easily do that. I mean, this has been done the exact same method. This is yesterday's one, and I can do that on here quite easily, but this was done on a drum carder. There's nothing stopping you from having an experiment and applying the different fibres to both cases. There's a video selection from a winter ago. It's my story. It was actually 2 autumns ago, and it's called the Storyteller Bat. If you can't find it, Andrea, let me know and I'll hunt it out for you. But the Storyteller Bat is doing this same sort of principle, but applying it to my drum carder, where I'm thinking about not this principle, but like what I was on about, applying pictures to the way you want to design and create a bat, but being influenced by an image, which is what I work with majority of the time anyway. Like I'll show you, there's no way I can get a picture on here. For instance, the bats that I added up last week, the moonlight one, in the listings it had a picture of a moonlight image over the top of a forest, and that was the exact same principle as me blending with that in mind, of transferring the colours and the way that I had them as a gradient as to the way that the image looked like on the picture. Yeah, a lot of my blending is all influenced by images, because I mean yourself alone cannot come up with all the colours that you create all the time. You've got to find some inspiration from somewhere. I mean, the colours that I'm influenced more by as my natural surroundings, but they're not for everybody. And where I live, I only have to go 20 minutes in the car and I'm in the mountains. 5-10 minutes walk down to the 5-10 minutes. It's literally a 5-minute quick stroll down to the beach, and I have sandstone Jurassic Coast on my door. So I've got lots of influences. I've got sandstone cliffs and flora and fauna everywhere. I've got quite an industrial area to live in as well. Just at the back of me was the old TNT and brickworks factory. So you've got derelict old ruins up the back. So there's a lot of stuff that's influenced me, but it's very, very masculine, with a touch of feminine colours in there from the flowers that grow wild. So, but I'm not going to get bats sold on colours that I am inspired by, but I can find images with the colours that I've seen that day and just put in a colour code and find something that will influence me, and I can put other colours together that I can see in the image and then use that to inspire me for another bat. Right, there we go. So that's another one. That is that Blueface Leicester and hand-dyed Tussar silk. I'll just pop that down there, just get this other one off. And then I'll pull you up so you can have a proper look at what this Sugar Plum Fairy one looks like. And I'm just going to pull it all the way down so it hits my teeth, the tines on my board. And it just helps draft out those fibres. Especially Blueface Leicester. Blueface Leicester can be a little bit of a swine when you're blending it. It's what I love the wool. It's one of my favourites. But because it's such a short, fluffy wool, even though it's got that lustre to it, I nearly took my scarf in with me then, it's a pain in the arse for blending on a blending board. Because it wants to do its own thing. And you're like, no, don't do that. You can't come off in big clumps. You've got to do as you're told in draft. And it acts as exact same once it's been dyed on my drum carder as well. But it doesn't stop me from working with it. I just have to tame it. It doesn't like being tamed, Blueface Leicester. But it's that fluffy wool, isn't it? It just wants to go off and do its own thing. Right, so there we go. So I've taken out that deep red, or the cherry red, scarlet sort of colour, and the black, so the bold colours aren't so in your face, and ended up with these more burgundy Cabernet sort of colours on the board now, which definitely has toned that down for my tastes. Says the woman that never wears red. There we go. Oh, he's upside down. That's the scruffy side. There we go. So I'll take you off, take your electrics out your bottom, and there you go. So it definitely looks a lot better. Scardy, stop hitting me in those colours. Scardy, in those colours. And then I'll try and get the light. There we go. So you can see that. No, this way's better. There we go. That's it. That's the one that I did then with the Magnolias colours. It's got that Sugar Plum Fairy sort of look. Let's see if we can get... There we go, that one. There we go. So that was the Merino and Tencel blend. And then I added in just the softest pink blend that had a hint of yellow. And then you've got that Eerie Silk in there that's got that really high intense sheen. And then a bit more Angelina in there to boot. And there's the fawns and stuff like that in there as well. So that's turned out really, really pretty. I'll enjoy spinning them up because they're not colours that I really get to work with that often. All right, let's get you up here. There we go. Excuse me, windswept. Windswept, you go outside and you lose your toupee. So yeah, I've got this one here that's from yesterday's advent that I've just unwrapped. And that's the Real Cashmere Faroe Isle, which is new to World Wool at the moment. A faux mohair, merino, llama, alpaca, mulberry silk and Angelina's in that one. But this one I will spin up because this is just up my street. I love this sort of fibre. But now that I've blended up that red and black, it doesn't look like it's going to compete against it anymore. So it might actually work in a project, but who knows? It might end up in a weave set next Christmas. Who knows? Scardy, get off your sister. Flaming girls. I don't know who's worse, 5 kids or a dog. At the moment, a dog. Stop it, you're annoying me. Stop it. So what else have I been up to? Oh, yesterday on my live chat on Instagram, I did a dye pot. If you missed it, you can pop over there. You'll find it on my bio page. But I dyed up a load of wool yesterday, and that's what I ended up with. So this is Polworth. My mouth needs washed out. I nearly said some really bad word then. Some Polworth and Tussar Silk blend. It's a 70-30 ratio. So I dyed this up yesterday and I put it in my large pot. And I dunked it in with a silver grey, and then I redid it again on the other side where it hadn't all taken, because the dye, there wasn't a lot of it, so it saturated really quickly. And I added tornado grey from Dharma Dyes, and then I lay them out in the tray and I scrumpled them up, so I made sure that you could see both sides. They weren't lay on top of each other, they were lay like that, and they're all squished up together, 3 in each tray. And then I speckle dyed it. So I used saffron spice, I used lichen, Joe, you idiot woman. There's butter yellow in there, vanilla cream, the tobacco colour, and fawns and sand in there. So I expect it to knit up very similar, and a bit more grey in there, some solid spots. Very similar to my shawls that I've done. Because they were dyed in the exact same principle, where I literally just did one side speckling on the dye tray once I got the colour base that I was looking for. So you should predominantly see the grey, the softer grey cloudy colours in there, with the odd speckling of colour throughout, where it's not going to be dominant or pooling in there. So if you ever want to do a bit of speckling but you don't want it to be overfaced, just do one side of it and stand away from it, leave it alone, let it cool down and wash it off, and you'll end up with this very softer feel. See that dog, see everything bounces with that flaming dog. A lot softer, speckling coloured, mottling effect. But I'm quite liking that. So that's the wheels that I did yesterday. So that's for my project next. And Hilly's got the pattern, and she says it's too complicated, but she is going to do it with me. She's got the pattern. It's for a pattern by Sidis Spin It, and you can find her on Ravelry or Instagram. She's one of my favourite knitwear designers at the moment. Though I might be testing somebody else's out very, very soon. I need to give her a shout and ask her for one of her patterns. So yeah, so go on to her, and it's the Rambling Rose sweater is what I'm going to be knitting up for. I left the pattern down the stairs because Joe's an absolute moron, because obviously why would she be prepared? Why would she? That's asking too much. It's Sunday, for crying out loud. What do you expect? So yeah, that's the jumper that I'm doing. Sidis Spin It, Siddispinit. Sidis Spin It on Ravelry and Instagram. She got loads of lovely designs. I like the way that she knits, and I like the way that she explains her pattern work. For me, being the idiot and buffoon that I am, and a novice knitter, I find it a lot more understandable. I find so many, I wish they'd all have the same language. I'm sure I've said this before. I wish knitwear designers would stick to the same language, because you'll find a pattern you'll absolutely love, but you don't understand what it is that the person's wanting you to do. Might have all the same symbols in there, but their explanations don't make no sense to me. And for me, reading patterns is really quite hard work. I find it really hard to read patterns. So for hers, I've sussed out. So I'm not going to do anybody else's until I've done all of hers. And then I can say, right, that's done. Now I feel more confident and experienced enough to go and try a different knitwear designer. And I do have quite a few that I've bought from over the years. Wilderness Knits. I like her work. And her work is definitely more designed for hand-spun knits. So yeah, so hers will be a project that I'll do at some point. There's one she's got wolves on it on the cowl, and it's a big, thick, gigantic Sloppy Joe jumper, which I love Sloppy Joes. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. Tomorrow will be day 11 of the Christmas Advents, and the colour again will be pink, peach and yellow is what you've got coming tomorrow. So yeah, well, before I go, if you go onto the website now, there's a 20% discount code off your cart. If you spend, say, for talk's sake, 60 quid, you're getting £12 off your order. There's loads of stuff on the shop at the moment. I've just uplisted 8 new bats, and I still have 7 bats from last week. Actually, I don't, because I've just had an order come through. Yeah, I've got 5 left from last week's new update, shop update, and I've got 6 left from today's update. So if you go over there and use Advent 2, you've got between 10 this morning UK time and 7. Actually, it's actually on the settings to stop at 8 o'clock tonight. I don't know why I did that, but it's on there. I can't change it. You'll get 20% off your cart. So Advent This is where Jo ends up like an idiot and spells everything wrong all over again, as she does. So you want to write in capital letters. Remember the last time I had to do these and I kept getting it wrong? Honestly. Right, Advent 2 is back to front from what I can see, but you might see it the right way round. Advent in capital letters and a number 2. At cart, you'll get 20% off. And I'm doing that every Sunday up to Christmas. And I'll be doing these live chats on a Sunday as well for the next couple of weeks because I'm not putting any videos up apart from doing my Vlogmas. I will be around on Wednesday lunchtime for a live chat. Elizabeth, I'll keep you company, love. You can keep me company. So about 12:30, and I will do Monday and Wednesday, or Tuesday and Wednesday's Advents opening on Wednesday. Tomorrow I'll pop on with a video, and I may actually spin this up, and I might pull out some wool and get my glass beads and maybe do glass bead spinning with this. I might do. Apply it with a nice pretty yarn with glass beads in there. I think that's what I might do with that tomorrow. So that's what I'll do for my video tomorrow. But Tuesdays and on Tuesday the 12th and Wednesday the 13th, I will open them up. You'll be in school on Wednesday. Oh, well, Elizabeth, you're blinking useless. What am I going to do without you? What am I going to do without you on a Wednesday lunch break? Right, so yeah, Tuesday the 12th and Wednesday the 13th Advents will get opened up on my live chat on Wednesday. But yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for joining me today. Take care of yourselves. If you can't make Wednesday, you'll see me next Saturday over on Instagram. Be good, be careful. And try and stay out the wind and wrap up really well. Get your thermals out, you need it. Take care. Bye for now.